Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 13 of Strive to Survive. So I'm going to go over some of the important changes that we've been making around the base, and then we're going to head over to the witch farm and continue work there real quickly. So first thing is we've been down to the Nether, found a Nether fortress, and started growing some nether wart so that we could start brewing. Obviously, we've already engaged some blazes and got some blaze rods as well. That's why we have brewing stands here. So, yeah, definitely found another fortress. I'll show you that when we get down to the Nether. But for now, let's take a quick trip outside, and I'm going to show you some of the improvements to the farms. So I've decided to just go ahead and replicate the wheat farm and make a potato and carrot farm as well. So that's what you see here. And basically this is very similar to the wheat farm in design, except they both feed into a central chest, and you would just activate that switch for the potatoes, that one for the carrots. It's a pretty simple design using some hoppers to feed a chest and a sign so that the water flows directly over the hoppers. So yeah, just a test cobblestone in there, nothing else really right now. But so the farm up here that used to be the carrots and potatoes has been turned into a melon pumpkin farm. So now we've got those growing over here. The old melon farm is gone. The pumpkin farm is still kind of down there in the distance. But yeah, so that's the improvements around this part of the base. So next stop is going to be the Nether. So let's head there quickly. Oop. Don't want to get turned around. And take a quick look at some of the improvements down here. So you can tell there's been some changes with the rail system already, and we'll go down that one in a second. The Nether fortress that I'm speaking of is actually pretty close. It's this is our original portal room right here. Actually, it's the original one is actually right down here, which is where we're headed. So when we first came down into the Nether portal was right over here. So if we take this path, and you can actually see it if you go outside the base, there's a way to get to this, but this is just a little bit more secure. We don't have to deal with the ghast and everything if we go this way. So I've kind of dug through the mountain a little bit, but I'll take you over to this Nether fortress quickly. And actually, if you go that way and make a left, you get back to the original portal room. But we want to head this way and down. I haven't finished securing this path all the way, but yeah, Nether fortress is right there, and it actually stretches pretty far in that direction too. It's pretty massive, and it has a lot of blaze spawners, and it's pretty resource rich. You can see I haven't even been over in that section yet, only over here. So, but that's where I got the nether wart from. So I'm gonna head back, and I'll catch up with you guys once I'm back up where the rail system starts. Alright guys, so we are back, and we are actually up where the rail system starts now, and I've kind of gone and I'm starting this switch panel here. It's pretty basic. Basically this switch right here controls this. There's just some redstone that feeds under this little panel. So right now it's set to the Desert XP, Witch Farm, and Jungle. If we flip this switch, it'll take us to the Skeleton Farm. So that's what I'll do now just to demonstrate. You can see this changes direction, so the cart would come down and hop the track and go this way off to the Skeleton Farm. Now on the way back, it of course follows this track, so that's how we get around. Otherwise, if this track wasn't here and you were on your way back, instead of pulling into the station, you would get shot off that way. So that's why we have this secondary track. So let's switch that back, because that's pretty much just a straight shot to the skeleton farm. This, on the other hand, this is a stop at our XP farm. Basically what will happen here is we'll make another one for the witch farm, another one for the desert, and then the final one will be for the jungle. And you can see it's just basically redstone feeding out here and going to a switch along the track. There's other ways to do a design like this that involve a lot less redstone, and you would basically have a separate path for each destination, but that requires a lot more track, and gold and iron is more of a rare commodity, for me at least, than the redstone is. So I've chosen to do one single line here as far as I can, and just use a bunch of redstone instead. But this can lead to some complications, which I'm going to show you in a second here. So rather than go to the XP farm, we're going to pick continue. So eventually, we already have a minecart on us. Eventually, each destination will have its own stop, but for now, it doesn't. So, and you can see I've started doing the walls using the nether brick and the glowstone. Not quite done yet, but so if that switch had been set to the XP farm, we would get shot off here in the direction of the XP farm. Since it's on continue, we go to the next stop. Now all these stops will eventually be similar to that. But let me run back here real quick before we do anything else. Now you can see the complication with this is that if we didn't have this branching track go off over here, we would, of course, when we try to come back from any of these other destinations, get shot off towards the XP farm again. And we don't want that. We want it to head straight back. So what basically happens here, and I'll pop off these 2 blocks just to show you, we go up a track here, and then this is directly above our other track. It drops us down onto it in the hopes that we will keep going back in that direction. So we're actually going to test that here and make sure. Now I've half slabbed as much as I possibly can. I haven't gone down this way with half slabs yet. That still needs to be done, but I've half slabbed as much as I can to try to keep the zombie pigmen off the track, but there is a small chance of them spawning still on the track, so we have to be careful. Alright, so we're going to get in and pretend we're going back from this destination, which doesn't have any track yet, but we're going to head back towards the base. So you see we get sped up, we're going to go off to the left here, it's going to shoot us up here, drop us down onto the track, and we head back. So basically, we're going to have to build one of those little junctions at every one of the stops. So in a future video, what I'm going to do, now that I've kind of perfected the design, and that took me quite a while to be honest, is I will go through kind of a tutorial on how to do that with both the branching rail and the return track. So that'll be in a future episode though, guys. What we're going to do this episode is we are going to work on the actual witch farm. So we're going to head over there. I think I have everything I need on me, so we'll head out. We've basically got the witch farm selected since we don't have the track built yet. Hit that and head back out here, and I'll hook up with you guys back at the witch farm. So see you in a bit. Alright guys, so we are back at the witch farm, and you can see I've done a little bit of work off camera, but it's nothing really that we haven't done before. This is just going to be the starts of a water elevator for the actual witches to bring them up to the appropriate level. Now right now this is 34 blocks high. Witches have more health than skeletons or zombies, which a 23 block drop will kill a skeleton or a zombie. But witches have a little bit more health, so we have to drop them a little bit further. Also, I have to bring them all the way over to here. So for every 8 blocks, we come down 1. And basically, we're more than 8 blocks away, so we're going to lose probably 3 or 4 blocks just bringing them over to here, which is approximately where we want to kill them. It will actually be in line with this, so somewhere like right over here. But let me show you the insides of this, what I've been doing off camera, because this is all basically canal work right now that we've done on the other farms. So I don't think it's really important for me to show you guys all this, do like a tutorial. I think it's more important to get this work out of the way so that we could start working on the shifting floors, which are going to be a little bit more complicated. So basically my plan for this is we're going to have water all along this wall. It's going to flow down this way. We'll have signs along here so that the water, because this is not 8 blocks obviously, that's only 4, but the water will flow down to this central collection place. There will be another water source right here that will flow this way, and that will start our elevator that goes up there. So pretty simple design. This is just going to be the same sign, water, sign, water, sign, water that we did for the skeleton and the zombie farms. So I'm probably going to work on all that off camera, guys, because you've already seen me do it once. There's no real point to watch me do it again. But if I run into any complications doing that, maybe if it doesn't line up perfectly or something like that, then I'll of course start recording again and show you guys that. Other than that, we're going to get started on these shifting floors really soon. If not by the end of this episode, definitely the start of the next episode, we'll be working on shifting floors. So and the real thing there is we're going to need a lot of redstone, a lot of hoppers. I don't think I have enough hoppers yet. And we're going to need some more space. This is, I can already tell, we're going to make this shift back and forth in this, well, this direction, not this way. That way we can actually kind of see what's happening. It should look pretty cool from the outside, rather than just having a bunch of components in front of this window. So we're going to have to spread these walls out a little bit because I know we're going to need more space than this. But we'll get to that pretty soon here, guys. So let me start working on the whole water portion of this down here, because I think it's going to be easier to do that before the shifting floors are in place, and then we'll go from there, guys. I'll catch back up with you, and I have got to put a door on this. I'm thinking probably an iron door with a button, just kind of a maintenance area just in case we have to get in here. But yeah, alright guys, so I'm going to get started on that, and I'll catch back up with you in a little bit. Alright guys, so we're back, and I've got basically the water canal system flushed out here. So you can see I've put the water all along this wall. That forces the spawns down this way, and this flows over quite nicely right there directly into these signs which are stopping it. But that the source block along here, if I can get back up here, you can see I'm struggling. There's a source block right here that forces us down this way. There's a drop right there to keep it going, and you can see this is just our basic sign, 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 and then we'll put another water block here. A sign will go above that, and I'll actually put that one water block right now. But then we'll just repeat sign, water, all the way up to the top there. So, like I said, I'm not going to make you guys watch me do that, because we have done it before. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for the canal system, guys. It's pretty simple. The only catch is these signs down here, which keep this water from spilling over. Got an S on that sign, and it's really hard to get out of here. So I'm gonna have to work on that to try to get out. Obviously, if I can't do it, the witches aren't going to be able to do it either. So, but yeah, guys. So I'm going to work on that. Once I get to the top of the tower, I'll catch back up with you guys, and we'll continue from there. See you in a bit. Alright guys, so we're back. We made it to the top here. Pretty uneventful. It actually worked out perfect that there's a sign on the top here. But now we've got to find a way to safely get down. Luckily, I had some spare water buckets there. You can see I had more than enough signs to go up here. I had to make some more, but it all ended up working out in the end. So basically we'll put a water bucket here that'll force them to flow that way, but we're not quite ready for that yet. We don't want to start doing any of that because it'll end up killing us if we do. So we definitely don't want to fall from this height. It's pretty cool looking up here, but if you're afraid of heights like I am, probably not the coolest place that you would want to be. So let's do this. And then I'm going to make it 3 tall. I know the witches don't actually need it to be 3 tall, but you know what? We're going to do it anyways, because what's a little bit of cobble? And we're going to have to place a block here. Like that. And that'll go like that. And we should have put half slabs up there, probably, so nothing would spawn on top of this thing, but I doubt we're going to get spawns up this high if we're way down there. So let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3. We have to count this block as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we want to have a drop down here. So let's go ahead and put those in place there. And of course I ran out of cobble, because why not? But what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to use the water elevator method, because it's probably, well, I guess it would be just as easy to go back down there and climb out that way. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use the water elevator method. It's not going to hurt us. So go like that, let that flow down a little bit, and then we just grab up the bucket, and you can see it's kind of flowing down with us here. So we should be fine. We'll make it down to here just fine. So if we don't drown, there we go. So perfect. So we made it to the bottom, and you can see that's flowing down after us. It looks like a giant diving board, to be honest, and that's kind of what it's going to be, except the witches aren't going to survive the fall, hopefully. But that's going to be it for now, guys. I'm going to work on extending that out a little bit more, then I'll catch back up with you and wrap things up for this episode, because I think it's going to start running a little bit long. But the good news is now there's nothing left to do except for the shifting floors. So next episode we'll definitely be getting into those. So but yeah, guys, I'll catch back up with you in a bit, and we'll get that all extended out once I have more cobble in my inventory, and we'll go from there. So see you in a bit. Alright guys, so we are back once again, and you can see I've put in the water here, and we've got this set up. It basically goes 7 blocks here, drops down 1, 7 more blocks, drops down 1, and then 8 blocks to the very end, and that is going to be where we actually drop the witches. And I'm holding down shift as hard as I can right now, but you can see approximately where that is. And we'll use a water bucket to actually get down here, but I've got to finish up this top section here, encase this, and then actually build this drop tower as well. But for now, and you can see I've done a little bit of half slabbing under there, just because if you only do a single block there, the water will kind of drip through, kind of like lava or you know, water. If you're caving, you could see it if it's on the block above you, and I didn't want that effect, so I decided to use some of the half slabs I had and do that. But that's purely cosmetic. There's no real reason to do it. Let's put that there, and we'll wait for that to hit the ground. Wow, there are a lot of slimes out there. But yeah, we'll wait for that to hit the ground, and that should be long enough. And take that out. You can see it's falling pretty fast, but we should make it down safely. And we should be, yeah, this block is where we'll actually be killing them. So that's right in the middle of our 2 ranges. So it's pretty much perfect. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Off camera, I'm going to work on building the, encasing that, and then building a drop tunnel here, because there's really nothing to that. It's just me building cobble on top of it. So yeah, it's real simple. But that's it for now, guys. Next episode, I promise we will be starting the shifting floors. And I'm going to try to get that episode out pretty quickly, so there shouldn't be very much, this is what's been going on around the base and what have you. It's going to be basically just right after I finish this one up, I'll start that one, and we'll be working on the shifting floors, guys. And I promise that one we will not cut away as much. I've just been cutting away because we've been doing a lot of this stuff already, and I don't think we need to keep repeating it for the sake of just repeating it. So, but yeah, this is going to be all new, so I will walk you through step by step on these shifting floors, how we're going to do that. And like I said, we're going to have to move these walls out a little bit, because I know we're going to have to go, let's see, 1, 2, plus 3, at least 5 away. And I think right now they're only at 4, maybe. They're on the 4th block, so yeah, they've got to go out at least 2. So we'll be modifying this a little bit, but that won't affect anything else. It won't affect the canals or anything. And I've got to put that water bucket back in there. That's going to be a pain to get out of once we do that, but well, heck, let's just do it and make sure that everything's working properly. And right there. So here we go. And okay, so we should be able to just hold space, head up here. That glass freaked me out a little bit. We better get another water bucket on the bar. Otherwise, this might not be a very friendly end to this episode. There we go. Ooh. Yeah, so they would be holding space the entire time. And we're getting pretty darn close to the top. Yep, we're at the top now. And you know what? I'm gonna just do that. But actually, that's perfect, because I'll work on the cobblestone up here if I have some in my inventory. But alright, guys, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next episode.